Miracle on the Hudson pilot, Captain Chesley Sullenberger, is joining the calls of concern about Boeing 737 MAX. He appeared before the House Transportation Committee today to discuss the two deadly crashes that killed nearly 350 people and led to the planes being grounded worldwide. Captain Sully stressed that just iPad training is not enough, and he even tested out the flight situation, reenacting the plane's nosedive in a simulator. And here's what he said about that.
I recently experienced all these warnings in a 737 MAX flight simulator during recreations of the accident flights. Even knowing what was going to happen, I could see how crews could have run out of time before they could have solved the problems. Prior to these accidents, I think it is unlikely that any U.S. airline pilots were confronted with this scenario in simulator training.
CNN senior investigative correspondent Drew Griffin is with me now. Tell me more about Captain Sully, or what else happened in the hearing.
Brooke, first on what Sully was saying, it's an important note because there's been a lot of innuendo that these crashes had to do with foreign pilots lacking the experience, and that's why these crashes may have occurred. I think Sully and others are trying to put silence to that. This hearing was really the stakeholders involved, the people who are going to have to fly this plane, the pilots, the flight attendants. They are deeply concerned with how this plane was engineered to begin with and how the FAA certified it. And it all goes back to this MCAS system and why the pilots weren't aware that this system that we've talked about that basically tilts the plane downward to correct itself in flight, that the pilots had no idea it was there. So when we move forward and you're talking about ungrounding this plane, there's a lot of talk about whether or not simulator training will be required instead of just the iPad training that Sully was talking about, or the computer-based training. It's a big deal. It's a big expense for airlines. It's also going to take a lot of time. But there was a big push forward on that. It seemed to me that simulator training at least will be required. Boeing and the FAA still have not made any decisions or haven't made any announcements on that.